Hey guys, this is Joe B, and I've got here 10 advanced tips for Pokemon Go. The game's been out about 20 days, and this is the advanced stuff that I've come across that I'd like to share to make you a better Pokemon player. The first one that I'd like to talk about is movement speed and the Pokemon pops when they pop on the map, and how long do they stay there. Your movement speed, let's say you're driving on the freeway, or you're a passenger on a train that's going really fast. Pokemon, Niantic has coded it so that Pokemon will not pop anything for you to find or capture because of the speed. I think they did that as a safety reason. You can probably get it in a car, but you have to be going under 30 miles an hour. That's what I've noticed. And if you're walking, you need to be walking 1 or 2 miles an hour. You can't be standing still. If you're standing still, you need to be using a lure in order to get Pokemons to appear. So those are some tips. Skateboarding's fine, rollerblading's fine, bicycle is probably good, although you want to hold on to your handlebars and not really be looking at the screen. So, case point, if you're a passenger in a car and somebody's driving you around to find some Pokemon, you want to be going about 15, 20, 25 miles an hour in order to see these Pokemons. Now, that also plays into how long do they stay once they pop. If you're driving and a Pokemon pops up, if you drive too far away, they're going to disappear. So you have to balance that. Don't ask your driver to just stop in the middle of the street so that you can catch the Pokemon. You got to be quick about it. When you see it, you tap on it until it pops up, and then you're engaged in it, in trying to capture it. At that point, you can quote, carry that Pokemon with you while you're throwing the Pokeballs at it to try and capture it for a greater range than if you had just missed it on the main map and it disappeared. Tip number 2, how to see and catch the rares using a local. The local is in the lower right on the maps, and it shows the Pokemons that are nearby. In this case, I got 2 Cubones. These 2 Cubones are the closest to me. And then as it travels, like if you're reading a book, the one in the lower right hand would be the farthest away. When Pokemon first came out, they had steps, little footprints that were 1, 2, or 3. That's kind of, quote, broken right now, but it still does list them in order of proximity. So if, for example, I was trying to get this rat, and I was walking around and he was moving up the list, now there he is, he just moved to number 3, he went from 4 to 3, that means that his proximity is now closer. It's a way that you'll be able to find those really rare ones that pop up in here and you haven't added them to your Pokedex yet. It's not exact. They're probably going to fix it soon, but that's currently where we stand. Number 3, how to catch them. Let's see if I have any. I'm looking. When you engage a Pokemon and you're ready to throw your Pokeballs at it, there are a couple things that come into play. One is the circle size. You'll notice that there's a circle that starts big and it gets smaller, and then it goes big and smaller, and that's also involved with the Pokemon lunging at you or swiping, trying to do its little battle. Your best chance of capturing with that parameter is when the circle is large. Try and aim your Pokeball for the center of the circle. You'll also notice that the color of the circle plays in. If the color of the circle is green, it's relatively very easy for you to capture. If it's yellow, it's more difficult. Orange, more difficult. Red, very difficult. To increase your chances of getting the more difficult ones, use your items and throw a raspberry at it. You don't need to carry many of these. I carry somewhere around 20 or 30. The raspberry will make it easier on your next throw. If you miss or you throw a ball on it and breaks out, the raz isn't going to apply anymore. You got to throw another one. If you're still having problems and your level is high enough, you can use the more advanced balls, the great balls, or I think there's a hyper ball. The better balls will decrease the color. You'll notice that the color of the circle becomes easier if you select a greater ball. Okay, tip number 4. Preempt when catching or moving. Okay, this is very advanced here. But when you see a Pokemon on your map and you tap him, it opens up the engagement to capture. At that point, the Pokemon app will place that Pokemon directly in front of your camera, in front of you. So, let's say you're a passenger on a train or in a car, and you know that that car is going to turn soon, and you don't want to have to crank your neck and turn to the side or try and get it in back you. You're turning your phone to face you, and you're still trying to swipe to get it. If you just engage it, and you're about to capture it, or you throw a ball at it, and it breaks out, and you know that it's popping up again for you to try and capture it again to throw another ball at it, turn your phone to where you want the Pokemon to appear for you to continue swiping and trying to get it. It will appear in the new location. That's pretty much how I can lay it out. Step 6. CP versus powers. As you know, the Pokemons have the CP, which is combat power, or they have abilities. So if I were to click on this little Pidgeybird, his CP is 158, very weak. But if you scroll, you'll see his abilities are Quick Attack and Air Cutter. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is that not all Pokemon are the same, even if they are the same. Another Pidgey could have a different primary and super attack. So, especially if you have evolved a couple of Pokemon, try and pick the ones that have a strong primary attack. A 6 is the lowest I've ever seen. Maybe a 5. I've seen a 5. 12 and 15 are the highest quick attacks, or primary attacks I've seen. The quick attack is the one that you're just tapping and it continues to do. The secondary attack is the one that needs to charge up. So this example, Air Cutter is the secondary, the stronger attack. To use that, I need to fill one of these small bars. Now the bars are small, so I only need a few of the primary attacks in order to fill it. One of the super attacks, Hyper Beam, it's just a huge bar, and there's a 70 over here. That means you need to use a lot of quick attacks, a lot of primary attacks, in order to complete the bar to activate that Hyper Beam. So it's a trade-off. You either have a huge one-shot deal, or you have a slightly stronger. In this case, Air Cutter is 3 times as strong as my quick attack, but I can use it much more frequently. If you have a couple of already evolved Pokemons and your only option is to power those up, make sure that you pick the ones that have the stronger primary attack. That's the one you're going to be using more often. Don't sacrifice too much on your secondary attack in order to have that, but try and keep a better balance because your primary attack is the one you're going to be using most often in a battle. Okay, let's see where we're at. Number 7. Tip 7. How to tell about a gym just from the map. This is just some stuff I've observed. We're going to go over it real quick because it is intuitive. This gym that I'm looking at and parked in front of right now, there are the 3 teams. There's yellow, red, blue. This is a blue gym because the actual color of it is blue. I can tell that it's not a new gym. I think it's a level 4 because you can count the rings. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I tap on it, what are we at? What level 4 is it? Gym level 4, okay? And then the last thing you can tell is if a gym is actively being battled or taken. If you look at the little guy who's the king here, they will show little lightning bolts and like dust clouds, battle clouds, if someone is actually trying to take it right now. And I think that was the case because the girl who's parked in front of me is trying to battle it. And it looks like she gave up and drove off. So if you're trying to take a gym, but you see that even when you're not fighting it, there's little lightning bolts going on, you know somebody else is nearby also trying to take that gym, and you guys are going to be kind of competing for that gym. But if it's like this, there's nothing happening, the guy's just waiting, then you know that you're going to be the only one in contention to try and take that gym over. Okay, tip number 8, how to gym battle. Rule of thumb here is the Pokemon are all like a game of Rochambeau. Water beats fire, electric beats water. There's so many different types of Pokemon. There's the main ones, you know, the ones that are from the EVs that translate to the 3 different elements, but then there's many different Pokemons. You can find them online, but the rule of thumb is if you see a Pokemon and it's a fire type, then use a water to attack, and you'll see that it says super effective. So the main point of battling a gym, I'm just going to try one battle here, is click on the gym, hit the battle. This is your lineup that you're going to use. I'm going to set my strongest guy in here to be the first. Now this was difficult for me to find out at first, but the main point is to dodge, especially when they're using their special ability. So I always start by dodging. Dodge, dodge, dodge. We're going to dodge their attacks. I've got a very effective attack on him with my bug moth attack, and then I'm tapping, tapping. I'm charged up, so here I go. I'm going to hold. I'm going to hold. Special ability psychic. Bam. And I'm hitting him. I'm hitting him. And now I'm tapping. I'm using my primary attack. This is just my primary attack on the Machamp. My bars are charged up. Super attack. And I've still got one, so I'm going to do it again. Super attack. Oh, my moth is going to die, so I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch. Before he dies, I switched to another Pokemon. You get to use all 6. Now I'm using my Vapor in Water. There we go. Okay, so I beat 1. There we go. You win. Pokemon defeated 1, XP plus 150, Gym Prestige minus 2,000. Now we're going actually into tip number 9 here, in that you must beat at least 1 Pokemon in that list in order to bring the Prestige down. And you'll see that it has now translated into... what was the score before? 88? I think somebody might be pumping it. But it did reduce the Gym Prestige. Oh yeah, look at that. They're trying to pump it up. Somebody over there is trying to pump it up. There's a new... it's an execute. Somebody is trying to push the Gym Prestige up while I was trying to bring it down. So that's how the battle goes back and forth between the two. Main point, use an effective Pokemon when fighting. You want their attacks to be not very effective against yours, and yours to be super effective against theirs. And then you also want to switch your Pokemon out if you know they're going to die, or you'll have to use a little revive on there. And you must beat at least 1 in order to reduce that Gym Prestige. Okay, we're going to do tip number 10. This one I've seen before, but I wanted to include it because this is how I do it. It's the Lucky Egg and Evolve using stars for major XP. So as you know, if you have a Lucky Egg, the Lucky Egg will... I don't have one. Okay, the Lucky Egg makes all XP earned times 2 for 30 minutes. So when you activate it, it'll show up here under your compass. What I do is, and what the general idea is to evolve your Pokemons, which you get, I think, 1,000 points for evolving one. So it's hard to know which Pokemons you've got ready to evolve. So what I've been doing is, I'll sort by recent, I'll sort by favorite. And when I'm looking through my list, the Pokemon that I have that I want to keep and, quote, use for XP to evolve later, I'll see that I've got enough candy. Not him. I just evolved one. Nido. Yeah. It takes 25 to evolve my Nidoran, and I've got 42 candy, which means I can evolve this one. I put a favorite. That way, when I use my Lucky Egg and it's time to evolve, I just sort by favorites, and I've got all of them up here ready to evolve. I know I've got 7 here ready to evolve. Well, 6 because I did one a little while ago. That, combined with getting your Pokestops for double, capturing a couple Pokemons for extra points, you can really build your XP really fast using just this little list of favorites once you've got them earmarked. And that's all 10 points. I hope this helps you be a better Pokemon player. If you have any additional tips, let me know, send me a message, and have fun. Have fun playing Pokemon. Thanks a lot, guys. This is Joe B. Talk to you later.